My name is Casey James. I'm 26 years old and I've worked at BMW for the last 4.5 years. National Kidney Day is important to me because I have had not only one, but 2 kidney transplants. I needed a kidney transplant because when I was born with a disease called post-urethral valves. So that means I could not void all the urine in my bladder. So what happens to that urine? It has to go somewhere, and it backed up into both of my kidneys. When I was born, one failed, and then the other one had a little bit of life left up until when I was 3, and that's when I got my first transplant. The first transplant I don't remember much because I was only 3 years old. Getting a bunch of tests to run, and I was fortunate enough to find a donor in my mom, and that was pretty awesome. She, a lot of people maybe don't believe in superheroes, but my mom is my superwoman. Growing up with a kidney transplant, there was its ups and downs. As a little kid, you don't understand the importance of taking medications or doing what you have to and being timely with everything. But throughout the last 23 years, I have learned, I have to be on it about my pills. I have to be on it about cathing to make sure all the urine in my bladder is voided, or else it'll go into my transplanted kidneys. My parents were a huge influence on me growing up with the kidney transplant. They always, let me do what I want, and for the most part, they let me do what I want, and they didn't want me to live in any sort of bubble. A lot of people that have had or been in the same situation, they've grown up in a bubble and being very, they couldn't enjoy much or do much, and that's the complete opposite in my case, because my parents told my doctors, we're not gonna make him live in a bubble. And I think that's really what's helped me to this day, is I've been able to enjoy and do what I want because of their support and help. My first transplant, they said that the average kidney transplant only lasts about 10 to 15 years, and I beat that. And my transplanted kidney from my mom lasted me 23 years. I knew I needed another kidney transplant last summer, so probably July of 2019 is when I found out, okay, my already previously transplanted kidney is in the process of failing. All my numbers were going up, work was getting harder, things were getting more tiresome, things that I enjoyed weren't as enjoyable anymore. And that's when I knew, for myself and from the doctors telling me that it was coming upon the time that I'm going to be needing a new kidney. Getting another transplant, I feel very honored and very lucky. There's not a lot of people my age, especially that have gone through 2, and I will probably have to go through another 2 in my lifetime if I'm lucky. I hope to make this one last, another 15 to 20 years, if not more. So that's my goal. They said this one, they're hoping for 12 to 14, but seeing as though I beat the last one by quite a bit, I think we can do it again. So after I got activated on the transplant list, I think I waited roughly 4 or 5 months maybe before I got the call. And when I got that call, I was with my best friend Jesse, and we were hanging out at his house. I think we were probably just having dinner or playing some video games or something. It was kind of late on a Sunday afternoon, and they always said to keep my phone on me at all times and answer any phone call that I ever get, because you don't know what number. They can't tell you what number is going to call you or where it's going to be from. So I answered, and they said, "Hey, is this Casey?" I said, "Yep, that's me." I said, "Well, we think we have found you a kidney." I said, "Wow, okay, that's cool. What do I do next?" They walk you through each of these steps on what to do throughout the whole process. So after that, I told my buddy Jesse, like, "Hey, I just got the call. They're pretty certain they have a kidney for me." And I called my parents. I let them know. It was luckily enough the next morning, so Monday, I had an appointment up in Seattle just for a general checkup to see how I was doing. And I went into work the next morning. I had to button up some things just in case this was the call. And as I was there, I was having a meeting with my friend Nikki, and I got a call. And they said, "Hey, we just wanted to confirm, make sure you brought packed bags. You've gotten all your stuff that you need, because this is going to be your kidney. We have gotten you a kidney." And I remember just being kind of in shock almost. I'm sitting here with one of my good friends from work, and she's been there through this with me through this whole process. And it was kind of cool just to this is it. This is happening. I'm getting a kidney either today or tomorrow. And it ended up being on Tuesday at 10 o'clock. I got my new kidney. The support I've been shown throughout this whole process has been nothing short of amazing. from my family and friends to my coworkers and to this job at BMW Northwest and the Scharmach Automotive Group. It's been something I would have never thought possible in 1,000 million years, honestly. I grew up thinking, you know, I knew I was gonna be older when I got my second transplant, and going into that, I thought, okay, I'll probably need to find a new job because, I'm out for a couple months and this and that. But turned out that was the farthest thing from the case. I was lucky enough to be granted this opportunity to work at a place like this. And then, with people involved with this store, like my current boss, Maddie, who has helped me step by step through this whole process of getting a new kidney, making sure I'm okay, making sure, everything's in place. She said, don't worry about your job. When you're ready to come back, you will come back and we'll hit the ground running. And that is something I'm thankful for. Much to be my friend Nikki again. She's always there. She's always, pushing me. If it's not pushing me, she's helping me. She's encouraging me. She's telling me when to slow down or speed up. She's there. And then another person, Hansley, my old boss, he, for the last, when I worked for him for probably about 3 years, he helped me just grow as a person. He helped me, he taught me, he did so much for me that I would never be able to say thanks for, especially all the support I've gotten here. Everybody in the store, and I wish thank you was enough, but it's not. I want people to know that this isn't an easy process, but there is also people going through a harder process than what I've been through or what other people similar to me might have gone through. I always try and look at it at a positive perspective, thinking, there's people out there that have it worse than me, but there's also people that have it better than me. I personally think I'm doing pretty well. I'm in pretty good health, and I'm able to enjoy the things that I like to do. I like to be able to hang out with my friends. I'm able to do that. I'm able to go snowboarding with them on the weekends. I'm able to go ride dirt bikes with them. I'm able to do all these things with so many great people. But honestly, in the end, I have always made sure to live my life to the fullest, and that life is beautiful no matter what. It's always going to be beautiful, and you always have to think of the positives and look for the positives.